Woohoo!
Should we, as a society, be embracing artificial intelligence, or is this something that we should be trying to suppress?
Certain functions, they're definitely helpful to us, but there is a line that needs to be drawn that's hard to identify and that's different for every circumstance between being helpful and replacing humanity in its entirety. AI can be well used as tools to assist humanity, but using technology to replace humanity is something that needs to be treated very carefully and in moderation. At a certain point, if AI has replaced all humanity with every function, and humanity no longer works at all, that's not good.
I found in my own life using various aspects of artificial intelligence to augment my own intelligence super helpful. One example is the theory of GTD, which is getting things done. Most of our brains, we have this subroutine running that is essentially worrying about things we have to remember to do. And the principle behind GTD is get those things out of your brain and into silicon so you don't have to worry about them all the time anymore. As soon as I hear about something I have to do, I put it into silicon and just forget about it. And I really feel like with the elasticity of brains, that brain power has been able to be put to other things.
Yeah.
Another aspect in society where artificial intelligence and augmented human intelligence is navigation. And that used to be a huge, huge function of human brains. That is core human intelligence that as humans we've essentially abandoned at this point. What about people who are using ChatGPT to write emails for them? Good or bad?
When it comes to menial tasks, like repetitive things, I think that could be an effective use of like a writing AI, as long as it's not like a personal email, because that just honestly feels like a kind of a terrible thing to do, like morally. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that, because that's not exactly like a task that anyone enjoys doing or that's productive to do on your own anyway.
Since you introduced the personal aspect of this, there are a number of people who now use ChatGPT to respond to other people on Tinder. What do you think about that?
I think those people are terrible people. Okay, there's a lot of bad things about dating apps that have been said, and they're not necessarily the best way of finding romance, but they work for some people, it's cool. If someone is opening themselves up to you, and then you respond to them by feeding their message into a robot, I think it's just such an asshole-ish thing to do.
Students seem to think it's a great way to write papers. Is it valid or good in education?
So, no, I hate it. That takes away all value of education. The purpose of education is teaching you things and you completing tasks in order for the teacher to judge you on how well you have learned the material. Morally, I don't think it's good. But right now, as we're talking about it, ChatGPT, as it's advanced right now, it sort of doesn't really have like a main idea or a thesis statement. It kind of like repeats itself over and over again.
Isn't ChatGPT just a tool to write?
No.
Well, how is it different than any other? So let me give you an example. There is no question that when calculators first came out, they were banned in classrooms because it was considered cheating. Because mathematics is about being able to perform calculations.
When you're younger in school and you're learning basic calculations, you're learning how to add and subtract and multiply, calculators should not be allowed for usage. And that's because you need to understand the basics of math in order to advance up at all. You need to understand how adding works, how subtracting works, how multiplication and division works. Once you move up into the next stage, once you've memorized all your timetables, once you can do simple mathematic calculations, then you can be allowed to use calculators because you already understand the theory behind it.
Well, but listen, I mean, can I understand the theory without having to memorize times tables? It's the same thing with navigation. Like, should I be forced to learn how to look up streets on a big weird paper map, like because it's just more primitive?
In order to understand the theory, you must be doing practical things with that theory. You must be able to do simple calculations without a calculator in order to fully understand that theory.
So let me use the same logic then with artificial intelligence and writing. Maybe when kids are younger, like you teach them sentence structure. But once they understand sentence structure, why do they have to keep being part of that? Or a part of writing is research. What's the difference between me going, Google, what was the outcome of this particular battle? Or just saying, hey, ChatGPT, write some stuff about this battle. I think that you could say that what teachers at the college level should be doing is teaching students how to use ChatGPT effectively to describe their worlds or to create something funny and play that higher level role as opposed to the mechanical role of looking up stuff and forming sentence structures and everything else, which quite honestly, most people are terrible at.
The issue with what you're saying is that with mathematics, there is a concrete idea about what is lower and what is higher math. Actually writing and coming up with ideas are simultaneously the lower and the higher idea. The writing process is about the writing process. The writing is about coming up with the idea and putting that idea down and going through sessions of revising and editing until you have an idea. ChatGPT eliminates the creativity of the matter. ChatGPT is about searching through all the million web pages that are out there and putting something together that has no idea what it's talking about. And so what you are doing is you are taking the creativity out of a creative arts. What you are doing as a human is you are not using your humanity.
We hope that you enjoyed that video, and if you did, please consider checking out the next one in the series.
Or some of our other series on philosophy and life.
We upload videos every Friday, so don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. See you next week.